Fox 5 News at noon starts right now.
Now at noon, Donald Trump makes history as the first former president charged with federal crimes. A live report from Miami is just ahead with more on his court appearance. It's good to have you with us this Tuesday afternoon. I'm Alex Whitler. We begin with a developing story out of Gwinnett County. A massive fire at a restaurant. Flames shot through the roof at Frontera Grill. That's on Stone Mountain Highway. Fox 5's Rob DiRienzo is outside the restaurant where investigators are still searching for a cause. Rob, we're looking at the scene behind you, and the roof is just caved right on in.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible, Alex. Firefighters just pulled off a couple minutes ago, but as you mentioned, you can see that big gaping hole where the roof of the restaurant used to be. The shingles just melted away because of this fire. Take a look at this video sent to us by a Fox 5 viewer. It shows just how tall and fierce those flames were. Gwinnett County fire officials say a driver called it in to 911 around 8:40 here at the Frontera Mexican Kitchen on Stone Mountain Highway. They say they were on scene within 4 minutes, but it was still tough to get a handle on it. Here's how a witness described it.
I happened to be at the QT across the way and turned to get the gas and looked over and saw that the place was on fire. So flames shooting through the top of the roof.
Our crews arrived on scene at 8:44 and confirmed that there was a working fire at this business. Crews made entry, encountered heavy flames, high heat conditions.
And firefighters say once they confirmed the place was empty, they had to pull out for their own safety. We're told earlier a prep cook was in the kitchen getting ready for the day when he realized the place was on fire, and now the cause of that fire is still under investigation. Coming up all new tonight at 4, we're speaking with the restaurant's manager who says he vows to reopen and rebuild because this place is so instrumental in providing the livelihood to so many people that work here. Live in Gwinnett County, Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, just a massive fire. Rob, thanks for covering that. At Piedmont Park, an argument during a baseball game leads to gunfire. A basketball game, I should say. It sent an innocent person to the hospital. Police say the woman was shot in the hand and a possible suspect has been detained. Fox 5's Mark Teichner is at the park with more.
This woman simply sitting in the stands watching a basketball game about 6 o'clock yesterday evening when a fight broke out on the court, and next thing you know, she ended up taking a bullet to the thumb.
It was that way.
A disagreement over a basketball game ends in gunfire at Piedmont Park, leaving a woman who was just sitting in the stands shot.
People were arguing, there's a couple hard fouls.
Dr. Adam Kaworski left the court seconds before the shots were fired Monday evening. He rushed back, finding the victim shot in the hand.
There was that one girl shot in her thumb, no other injuries. The guy that was being shot at, he didn't get shot. No one else got shot, which is crazy. Dr.
Kaworski tended to the victim until paramedics arrived. An ambulance took her to Grady with a graze wound.
You know where it came from?
Fox 5's Rob DiRienzo, who happened to be walking in the park at the time, saw these two guys running away. He showed the video of them to the victim and other witnesses, who ID'd one of them as the shooter. We're blurring their faces until police confirm the information.
As I was coming up, I saw him coming down. I didn't know he was the shooter, but I could see he had something, so I was like, oh, that's probably him.
APD officers detained a possible suspect, and our cameras captured one of the guys in cuffs. The department's aggravated assault unit has taken over the investigation.
She was lucky, I gotta tell you. I mean, it was a graze wound, and the other guy was lucky. I don't know how no one else got shot. It's up there. It's pretty tight space.
Don't know yet if the woman was treated and released from the hospital or if she's still at Grady. Also waiting to see if any formal charges have been filed against that suspect. If we do get that information, we'll let you know. Reporting from Piedmont Park, I'm Mark Teichner, Fox 5 News.
In late April, another shooting at Piedmont Park left people outraged. That victim did recover, but cameras inside the park weren't working at the time. Now, that was the same frustration in July of 2021 when Katie Janess was murdered at the park. So far, no arrests have been made in either case. Police tell us cameras inside the park are now working. In Floyd County, Rome police have just released details about a late-night fatal shooting at the Kellogg's bakery plant. That's right off Old Lindale Road near Highway 53. Police tell us 2 men got into a fight in the plant parking lot. That was late Monday night. Officers say 29-year-old Dikembe Devion Smith shot 26-year-old Keon Tejuan Harper. Medics treated Harper at the scene, but he later died. Police charged Smith with homicide, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during a felony. Let's get an idea of what the weather is going to do this Tuesday afternoon. Sounds like it's a little bit up in the air. Let's check in with Fox 5 Storm Team meteorologist Jeff Hill. It didn't feel too bad out there, but you did say we could see some sprinkles.
Yeah, and it's comfortable, but it's starting to get a little ugly with the clouds moving in. It was nice and sunny early this morning, and now the clouds starting to sweep over all of North Georgia, and we've got some showers that are starting to approach as well. So keep your umbrella handy. Looks like all the heavy stuff, at least early this afternoon, is going to slip down to our south, but then we could see a few stronger storms coming in later on this afternoon into this evening, and then overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, and much of Wednesday is going to be really active. Speaking of really active, look at this all the way back here near Yazoo City over in Mississippi. Big thunderstorms right along the Mississippi River there. Those are pushing south this line, Meridian, Mississippi, all the way over toward Montgomery, Alabama. Continue to slip down to the south and east, but we've got a little patch of some light rain that's starting to move into the Rome area. Also all the way down toward LaGrange, out around Villa Rica. It looks like maybe a little bit of light rain too, starting to make its way into Paulding County over toward Dallas. So this area down here going to get a little bit wet along West Point Lake all the way through much of Troup County down to Callaway Gardens. Eventually that could move over into Meriwether County. North of Noonan, we've got a patch of light rainfall, northern Coweta County, and then we've got this area, which is just all light rain or sprinkles out around the Buckhannon area, Cedartown, Rockmart, back down toward Dallas and all the way up toward Cartersville, and that's continuing to move to the east. So eventually some of those showers will move over toward Atlanta. So here's a look at the forecast as we go through the afternoon. That's the light rainfall coming through. I think there'll probably be a few more storms popping up that the computer model's not picking up on, and then by tomorrow morning, by about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, things are really going to start to ramp up. By 3 o'clock, some showers down around LaGrange, but tomorrow morning could be a little bit dicey with all the storms moving through. 73 degrees, our current temperature, not bad at all. The dew point's really great at 56. West wind coming in at 10 miles an hour, so another real comfortable below normal day for today. 76 in Athens, 67 up in Blairsville, 69 in Carrollton, 72 right now in Griffin, 73 in Thomaston. Our high only up to 81. Average high right now is 87, so much cooler than normal. Only 75 up in Blairsville, 78 in Gainesville. Pretty decent afternoon. Again, a few showers and storms moving through. Temperatures low 80s, and then we've got a lot of storms on and off. It looks like through the rest of the week and even into the weekend. So I'll tell you all about that in just a few minutes. Alex?
All right, Jeff, looking forward to it. Thanks. In Miami, former President Donald Trump is less than 2 hours away from his first court appearance. He faces federal charges that could send him to prison for decades. Fox News correspondent Madeline Rivera joins us live from Miami with more. Good afternoon, Madeline.
Good afternoon, Alex. Well, for about an hour earlier this morning, authorities cleared out an area outside of the courthouse because of reports of a suspicious package. An officer later told us that suspicious package was in fact a TV. And now Trump supporters have once again gathered in front of the courthouse. And while they have been vocal, they've been chanting, things have remained largely peaceful. Security is tight in downtown Miami as former President Donald Trump prepares to make his first court appearance before a federal judge on Tuesday. Dozens of protesters have made their way to the courthouse, some coming in from across the country to witness the historic moment.
I have a business, a tourism business. I just left No Holds Barred. I'm going to be out here to do whatever it takes.
Mr. Trump faces 37 criminal counts, including obstruction of justice, willful retention of national security information, and destruction or falsification of records. It's tied to a federal investigation headed by special counsel Jack Smith relating to Trump's alleged mishandling and retention of classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate. The former president calling the investigation a witch hunt.
Instead of getting justice and instead of getting democracy and all the things that you want, it's just the opposite. But it is an absolute two-tier system of justice, no question about it.
If convicted on all counts, the former president could face decades in jail and millions of dollars in fines. Legal experts say defense attorneys will face a challenge.
They can't have a single count that actually lands with a guilty verdict, because these are coming with 10 to 20 year maximum sentences.
Right now, city officials say there are no plans to separate Trump supporters and counter-protesters, but that could change depending on the crowd. Alex.
All right, all eyes on South Florida today. Madeline, thank you. We should also note classified documents were found at former Vice President Mike Pence's home and President Joe Biden's. Special counsel continues to investigate the president's case, but Pence wasn't charged. Legal experts say there's no indication the president and Pence were aware the records existed before they were found. There's also no evidence either of them tried to prevent the documents from being found. Fox 5 will have you covered today on what happens inside that Miami courtroom. For breaking updates and alerts, be sure to have the Fox 5 News app ready at your fingertips. It is free to download. The Atlanta City Council reignites its push to keep young people safe. A committee approved some changes to the city's curfew penalties for parents. Fox 5's Brooke Zahner is in Midtown Atlanta and says this proposal changes the way parents are held accountable.
Well, the plan the Atlanta City Council is considering would keep the curfew times the same. However, it would hold parents accountable if their kids violate that curfew policy. Atlanta City Council is once again considering adjustments to the citywide curfew. The push comes after the shooting deaths of teenagers, most recently a shooting at an unauthorized graduation party that took the life of 16-year-old Breasia Powell.
Little girls are no longer off the limits in the city of Atlanta.
On Monday, an Atlanta City Council committee unanimously approved a proposal that would keep the 11 p.m. curfew. However, it would add penalties for anyone under the age of 16 who violates it. One of the violations would require the teen and his or her parents to attend a parenting program. Councilman Antonio Brown says parents also need to be held accountable and know where their kids are, especially at night.
Typically, if you were caught breaking the curfew, even though we never enforced it, there was a penalty where your parent or you could be locked up for over 90 days. And also there was a fine up to $1,000. We removed that. We included some different things because we want to help people mentally.
The new ordinance would also remove the fine that was up to $1,000 for breaking curfew, but it says the violator could be sentenced to probation. Changes like these to the city's curfew have been in the works for months, but have yet to be approved by full city council.
The proposed legislation, or the request for the original amendment, which happened November 2022, was as a result of the loss of Zion and Cameron. These are two teenagers that we lost on the 17th Street Bridge.
Now, there is an exception in this plan for any teenagers who, let's say, have to work late or have school activities. Again, it does still need to be signed off by the full Atlanta City Council. They are expected to vote on this next week. That's the latest here in Midtown. I'm Brooke Zahner, Fox 5 News.
Brooke, thanks. An Atlanta City Council member says more work can be done to fix the city's streets. Now, a new director for the city promises change.